Aloha from Hawaii. I am home and so thankful to be here after an incredible time in New York City. I just wanted to send a video update thanking you all for your prayers and for just the generosity and finances that was given to me so that I was able to go and be a part of New York Fashion Week. I had an incredible time. I got to work with about 15 other people while being in New York, a lot of YWAMers and people who have been involved with Models for Christ, which is an organization that works with models in the industry all over the world. And we partnered with the New York branch and just got to see God move in powerful ways. And I wanted to share a couple testimonies with you of times when I just saw God directly move through my being in New York. And so these are my three favorite stories of things that happened. So one day was on the Tuesday that we were there, and we had in our devotion that morning, we had prayed and just asked the Lord how he wanted to use us that day. I felt like the Lord spoke to me and said that he wanted to use me to bring healing to someone. So I was just out in the afternoon meeting different people and just like praying with people and sharing just about the Lord and Models for Christ and our ministry that we were doing there. And I met this girl, and it turns out she was a Christian. And as I was talking to her, I noticed that she had hearing aids in her ears. And I said to her, I'm like, this morning when I was praying for today, I felt like the Lord said that I was going to bring healing to someone. Can I pray for you? She's like, yes, please. She's like, can we hold hands? So myself and a couple other girls, we just stood in a circle holding hands and got to pray for this young model, Jerica, and just saw the Lord totally bless her. Her hearing improved a little bit. She wasn't totally healed, but we both believe that God's going to continue to bring healing to her ears. So that was super encouraging, I think, for all of us being there to see God bring healing in the midst of the fashion industry. Another great testimony was one morning I woke up and I just knew that this would be a day where I would get to go inside the tents. And it had been a dream of mine since I was in high school to be able to go to Fashion Week and to see the Lord move through this industry. So I got to go in and we're just waiting. It was so cold and we're just like, okay, well, at least we're inside and we can be warm. And we waited for about an hour and I'm praying and I'm like, Lord, I know you have more for us than just standing inside and interceding for these people, which is great, but I knew that there was so much more. And as I prayed, I felt like the Lord said, wait 20 more minutes. I'm like, okay. So we waited 20 more minutes and I felt like I was supposed to go talk to this woman who could help us get into the back stage of the shows to help prepare the models to go on the runway. And as I was there, this woman who was overseeing all of the shows for the preparation of the models just happened to come up. And it was just amazing, just with God's timing and pressing into him and hearing from him, how he opened doors strategically for us. And so we got to go in and we got to minister to the models. We got to meet some of the models, help them get ready to get on the runway, got to pray for some of them and just connect and share the love of Jesus with them. And after we were able to go in to see a show. And just as I was sitting there, I just was reminded, I just had this experience where I was like, I've been here before. And I knew that I had had a dream about this moment. And there was about 4 or 5 times throughout my 10 days in New York that I can say that I had moments of revelation where I had a dream about this and just saw the reality that God had been preparing my heart for many years to come for me to be able to go and be a part of what was going on that week in New York. And then the last story that I want to share is my favorite, and it was an evening that we had where I was again helping some models prepare for a show, and all the models were gone, and they were people were coming to look at the clothes, see if they wanted to buy them, and I was sitting there with a couple of the other girls, and this one gal that I met, she was studying in school to be a stylist. And we just started talking, and she's like, I love travel. I want to travel, and I've never been able to travel. And traveling is one of my passions. And so I just started sharing with her ideas of how she could travel. And she's like, how can you do that? Are you a millionaire? And I started laughing. I was like, no, I just do what the Lord tells me to do, and actually do it because I love him, and I go to the nations to tell people about him. And so then she started asking me questions about Christianity, and she told me she had grown up with a Jewish father and a Christian mother in a Unitarian Universalist family, but Christianity was always something that really stood out to her. So the longer that we talked, the more things started surfacing. And she started asking me about sin and original sin. She started asking me about, when she's doing something she knows she shouldn't be doing, how do you just stop it? Do you just stop, or how do you do that? So I was able to walk out the process of repentance with her, that when we're doing something, we have a revelation that it's wrong, we stop. And the definition of repentance is to turn and go the other direction. When we love someone so much, we don't want to do things that hurt them anymore. So for me, because I love Jesus so much, and when I find out that I'm doing something that grieves his heart, I want to stop doing it because I don't want to hurt him anymore. And she was blown away by that. And she's like, how do you pray? Do you pray with other people? Do you pray by yourself? Do you close your eyes open? Do you have your hands like this? Or like, how do you pray? And I was like, I just talk to God. He loves us and he wants to hear from us. And it was amazing. I got to talk to her just about the reality of what Jesus did for us, how he came down out of his love for us and died for us so we could be reconciled back to him. And just how when we choose him, we are adopted into his family, and how we become sons and daughters. And it was powerful. And as I was getting ready to leave, I had brought a gift card to give to one of the models. I felt like I was supposed to give it to her. So I was like, here, Alex, just have a cup of coffee on me. And even just that act of kindness just blew her away. She said to me, she's like, you're such an interesting person. She's like, I've never met anyone like you before. But it cost you money if I kept in touch with you. And I started laughing, and I was like, no, please. She's like, I really want to keep talking to you. Can I please call and text you? I was like, yes, please. So I left just with great faith that the Lord is moving in the fashion industry, that there are bright lights in a dark place, as we met many designers and models and stylists and other people who love Jesus wholeheartedly and who are a light in that dark place. So please pray for the fashion industry. They need Jesus, and they're so hungry for the truth and for the reality of just seeing that void in their heart filled with the love of God. So yeah, thank you so much again for all that you have done to make it possible for me to go, and for what you continue to do. Thank you for your prayers, and I love you guys, and I can't do this without you. Bless you.